In a nation awash with headlines of police brutality, corruption, and the overuse of authority,
I do not blame the individual officers. I want to make that clear. It's their crap leadership.
two candidates are competing to become the next sheriff of La Paz County, Arizona.
Fortunately, there were some people that had, a spine that stood up.
There's a lot of political feuding in Quartzsite over the years.
They were fighting over City Hall, and the fight really got dirty.
We've had deaths here in town since that haven't been solved.
Mike Roth says he spent every month, on average, in court for the last 12 years fighting false charges.
15 years ago, I moved to La Paz County, and I was stunned by what people were putting up with here. And when I decided to say something about it, I was immediately targeted, harassed, arrested, dragged through the court system here.
And he's beat every case against him.
We're not afraid to go to jail. We're not afraid to be ridiculed.
How many people do you think have been arrested by now?
Let me think. Jerry Wilcox, my husband, me.
They came after us. I was one of them. Jennifer Jones, another one that was targeted.
Russell Sias.
Wow.
Second arrest.
Mayor Foster on the steps of Town Hall.
The chief was trying to go after me as a political opponent of the people in town.
Mike Roth, twice.
They'd come and bully us, all hours of the day.
You have to be quiet.
I don't have to be quiet.
Follow us.
I have the right to remain silent or not remain silent.
That's enough for you.
Okay,
What?
that's fine.
He says he was arrested by then Sergeant Will Ponce.
The current chief one time pulled me over and said, "Mike, we're not against you." I said, "Then why you keep arresting me and harassing me?" His exact words were, "If I don't do what the chief tells me to do, I'll lose my job."
His opponent in that race is Ponce himself.
I believe that my 6 years as chief of police and my over 20 years of law enforcement have prepared me for the position of sheriff.
But here's the catch. In 2013, Ponce put his badge and his retirement on the line and led a mutiny against the man that he says ordered those false arrests.
9 members of our police department filed charges against their chief for corruption.
In response, the town council had those officers fired.
A city puts more than half its police department on leave. The officers are telling ABC 15 it's retaliation for speaking out against their boss.
Breaking and disturbing news out of Quartzsite, Arizona. 9 of the city's 14 police officers have filed complaints with the state of Arizona about the police chief's abuse of power for political gain.
Not only was he successful in his federal lawsuit against that officer, he came back to become the chief of the Quartzsite Police Department.
This sounds like an intervention is needed here, Doug. I mean, someone's got to go out there and do something. Who's going to do it?
And that's what the Attorney General told us, though. They wouldn't do anything. Go home and fix your problem.
The mayor says he's been trying to get the governor's office and the attorney general's office to do something, and all they do is ignore him.
I spoke to DPS. They acknowledged that they were investigating the police chief for the allegations laid on him by his officers. But failing that, I think it really is at the governor's feet.
What made it unique was how so decentralized the fight was.
There's always been political turmoil here in this community.
Both men are fighting on a campaign against corruption, but from very different perspectives. One from the law enforcement side, and one as a civilian. In this crucial time in America, when we need more than ever to open up the dialogue between law enforcement and the public, these two candidates from Arizona are about to show the country what a real debate is all about.
Pretty much everybody in that group, though.
There's been some allegations from you that I've read in other reports of you've been harassed by the police.
Is critical of what they're doing.
We have been surveilled, followed.
As a matter of fact, I've never seen anybody who supports what they're doing arrested.
Or at least charged with a felony crime by this chief of police.
A few people that knew what their rights were decided, I don't need to take this from you. And that's how it all started.
Along with this film, we're releasing one podcast each week leading up to the release of the film.
Dozens gathered at the Quartzsite City Hall, anxious to find out what's going on with their local politicians.
I want to see open government, not running behind locked doors like they did Sunday.
Well, claims of secret meetings, death threats, and a state of emergency.
I feel that this is retaliation, yes, against the officers that signed this letter and came forth speaking out against corruption.
Open meeting violation complaints have been received and will be investigated.
Finally, armed protesters in Americans, biker gang, marched on Town Hall, armed to the teeth.
Police Chief Adolf Hitler Gilbert demand that he resign.
The fight really got dirty.
Divided.
The town was under martial law.
Disputatious.
It was out of control.
Contentious.
It was a police state around here.
Very unfriendly.
I mean, it goes on and on and on.
This film needs your help. We'd like to release it during the election when it can inspire dialogue and bring awareness to the issues and bring voters into the ballot boxes. But we lost our funding during the COVID-19 crisis. So we're offering pre-release reservations to get that funding back. Donate now at legallyinsanefilms.com and help get this story out to a country that desperately needs to hear the message that's being discussed right here in the home of the Wild West. Thank you.